comes in like an explosion. Like explosion.
Like explosion?
Like explosion. Mama T, Anita, Pickers, Lone Star, D, Mark, Thinking of Others.
That's Dave.
Yep. Mary, Smoking Reptile.
Oh, that's one we haven't heard from in a while.
Just like Farm and Emo.
Hello, C. Dean.
C. Dean just popped in to say hello.
Mm-hmm.
Troll Slayer in the house.
What up, what up?
You know, I get emails every time that you're crocheting stuff on a live stream that people say that they feel like you don't love them anymore because you never, it's like you don't want to participate. You're too busy crocheting.
Since when? Remember, I get the same emails you do. I've never seen that.
I mean, Facebook messages.
Okay. Like who? Call them out right here.
I'm not calling them out. They asked me not to say, call them out by name.
Yeah, okay.
Just saying.
I think just about anybody who knows me knows that I can't just do one thing.
Lone Star Living got to meet Doug
from
from Upgrade Doug and Steve.
Yay! Awesome. He's lying. See? Ha ha.
Please. She doesn't even talk to us anymore. She just comes
That's
around
not
once
true.
in a blue moon.
She
doesn't
talks
talk
to me
me
all the time. That's because
Kenneth
loves me.
So, before we get things started, I am wearing my Captain America shirt.
Why?
Because we lost
Oh, yeah.
a great one.
Lost a
week.
great man. Lost a
We
great man.
lost the master of imagination.
Yes.
The man who brought us Spider-Man.
The man who taught you how to read.
The Incredible Hulk. Captain America. The X-Men.
I mean, the whole Marvel universe. Really.
Pretty much.
Just saying.
But he made Spider-Man who Spider-Man is.
Look, in 3/4, I mean, all the movies that have come out, like just in the recent, last 10, 15 years, they all had cameos with him in them.
Fantastic Four.
And, you know, and, I mean, they kind of made the movie because you kind of wanted to look to see if you could find him, you know, in every movie. So.
Stan Lee was a major part of my life growing up, or at least his work was. When I was 5, I think my mom said 5. I was young. There was a Halloween parade. And my mom was a single mom at that point, so she really couldn't afford anything. So she got me an Incredible Hulk mask.
Yeah. The little plastic mask.
And I think they painted me up green somehow.
And got you a little white t-shirt.
And cut up an old pair of pants. And I went walking down the parade route and got in front of the judges, and I was like, ah, ah. And I won a $2 bill.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
Yep. That I think I ended up spending when I became a teenager.
Oh.
So.
One of those you didn't really know what it...
Yeah. And then I was just refusing. I did not like books. I did not like learning, and I did not want to read. And
but your mom knew the trick, didn't she? That's just like...
How do you say her name? Linda?
Linda.
Linda from Montana.
Huh.
Thank you, Linda.
New here, love your videos.
Serving from my home. What's up?
Hello, hello.
I watched their live stream on Friday.
Yeah, I was in here for a little bit of it. I saw you, you were chit-chatting with them. They had a little Friday chit-chat.
Serving from my home is a homesteading channel.
Very cool.
And I'll talk more about them after I get done talking about Stan the Man Lee. But I wouldn't read. Wouldn't do it. Hated it.
So is that what I gotta do to get you to get through this Voc rehab? Is to put Stan Lee comic books in the middle of everything so you'll do it all? I'm sorry. I'm gonna stab you with a screwdriver. You know, I'm just saying.
And so, I think it was Papa
Mm-hmm.
that bought me a Spider-Man comic.
Cool.
I think it was either Spider-Man or it was X-Men. I can't remember which one it was.
So it did great for teaching you to read, but your reading comprehension still sucked.
It's better than yours.
Whatever. Mm.
So, if it wasn't for
Stan the Man,
I probably would still be fighting learning how to read.
I'm sure there were a lot of kids out there that were like that.
Bunches.
Yeah.
Especially from our generation and older. Man, please.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Stan Lee was 95.
And very cool story. He met his wife when they were very young. They were married 70 years. 70 years. And she passed away last year. And so, you know, I was telling Jason, I just feel like he died of a broken heart. His partner of 70 years passed last year. And, you know, he had retired. So really he didn't have as much going on anymore. And he just kind of lost his thrive for life, you know.
My biggest regret was I was never able to make it to a Comic-Con.
Yeah, to meet him.
because he charged like $70 to $100.
Oh, really?
To sign comics. I would have paid the $70 or the $100
absolutely.
to get him to sign my Wolverine Origins #1.
Yeah, and it would have been worth it.
Because that would have tripled the value of that comic.
Yeah.
See, Smoking Reptile says if X-Men was not around, he would not know how to read.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. The best meme I saw on Facebook that came out after his passing is it had Jim Henson?
Jim
Henson from the Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
And it had Mr. Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
And it had the painting guy.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
And it was like Jim Henson taught us to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Rogers taught us to be friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And the painter guy taught us art. And but
Bob Ross, that's it.
But Stan Lee gave us imagination.
Right.
Jason, I had several stacks of first editions that I told my mom not to touch, and I left for the military, came home. Yep, all gone. Yeah, a lot of mine were like that.
Jason had a similar
like all the Star Wars action figures that came out when we were kids, when Star Wars came out real bad, all the Lukes, the Leias, I had the Darth Vader carrying kit, the C-3PO carrying kit.
Yeah.
I had all the I had everything. And we were moving from Pennsylvania to Georgia, and they sold them. And they look at them now, every now and then.
Kick herself in the foot.
And they're like, oh.
You should have never sold. Yeah. I sold that for $0.25. I'm like,
See, the one that gets her is that, the one, Luke Skywalker, because I had a couple of them, and some of them were still in the package. And she let them, like a big carrying case of them go for like $2.
Yeah.
And that one today is worth like $1,000. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
I had a lunchbox. I know I did.
Who are we talking about? We were talking about Stan Lee.
Stan Lee.
Right now. I started the show with saying, whoosh, wearing my Captain America shirt in honor
of Stan Lee and his passing. Yeah. Did they do anything special for his funeral or anything?
If they have, it's been kept real hush hush. Marvel come out and said that in the next movie where his cameo would be, they were gonna put up something in the backdrop that it said this is where Stan Lee would be, rest in peace, blah blah blah. And basically they said, look, you're going to be, it may not be hitting you now,
It will the first time you go through a movie. And
but
you're
when you see that in the movies, there's not going to be a dry eye.
Mm-mm. Because really, like, all the movies, it was like that. You know, you'd be watching, and, you know, like, the one that the very first time I remember, and I'm sure he did it before then, was the first Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. He did it long before then.
Yeah. And
he was in the first Fantastic Four.
No, but the Spider-Man's come out before.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did.
No, it didn't. Bet.
No. No, I know my limitations. I will not.
Want to do the old slave for a day?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
What's up, to family?
Oh, I gotta represent. Hold on. I gotta put that down. Looky what I got on. Look at what I'm wearing. I got on. There it is. I got on my Two Family shirt.
I'd be wearing mine too, but
comfortable
Stanley.
Shirt in the world. These shirts, like, I go to bed in this shirt.
The most comfortable shirt is the Big Bear Homestead shirt.
Nope. Our next supplier will carry these t-shirts. Our t-shirt is nice as far as durability goes. It's very strong. You can wear it out, you know, working out in the farm, you know, on the farm, doing your chores. This is like a pajama shirt. This is like a go-to-bed t-shirt. They're soft. And I'm like a big texture person. These are so soft. It's a Fruit of the Loom. See, our t-shirts are Gildan t-shirts. These are Fruit of the Loom t-shirts, and they are like amazing. Sorry. So go buy a Big Bear t-shirt. I'm just kidding. He's so mad at me because I'm like, I'm telling you, they're really nice.
No, I'm not mad at you.
What?
I'm not mad at you.
They're very,
I'm
like, there's different purposes for different t-shirts. This, if you're wanting something that's like, if you're very big into texture, these t-shirts are super, super soft. I love mine. They are. They're like super. And I'm telling you, when we order our shirts again, I will be specifying that we carry this type of t-shirt. I think it's called the platinum, whatever, the platinum level or whatever on Fruit of the Loom. But they're like, I mean, that'll tell you how much that I really liked it, because I was like, I've got to find out exactly what type they are so that the next time we order them, that's what we're getting. So, just saying. What's up, Pony? Why are you looking at me funny?
Just waiting for you to be done, my love.
I'm almost done. Oh, you meant talking. Or are you talking about this? Because I'm about to tie off. I'm done. Thank God! So we've been super, super busy. We had really nasty weather.
We had all kinds of stupid nasty weather.
Really, really, really
weather.
Bad.
Like the pigs. We put water wings on the pigs.
Yes.
And because they were just, well, I mean, if y'all seen the live stream, it was just nasty.
And of course, do you have any skizzers? The weather's been so wet that the water doesn't have anywhere to go, because it's been raining so much that, here you go, cut it right there.
The last time I cut your yarn with this knife,
but you
people
have permission.
out.
But you have permission this time. Okay. But yeah, so it wasn't just that it was wet, it was that we had so much rain that the water had nowhere to go. So basically we had, I mean, there was just water everywhere, and the pigs were just about swimming, and we had, all of our hens were madder than a wet hen. What?
And my jokes are
I'm
bad.
not funny, huh? Not tonight. I'm off tonight.
Well, I'm still floored at how your big moment with Stan Lee was the fact that he was married 70 years.
Oh, no, you misunderstood me. That's not what I was saying. What I'm saying is a little known fact everybody knew who Stan Lee was and how amazing and awesome he was and how inspiring he was. But I don't know how many people truly knew that he had married young, his sweetheart and love of his life, and that they were together 70. I mean, that's amazing. 70 years. That's like, I mean, most people nowadays are happy if they live to 70, not married 70. I mean, that's amazing. So, I'm just saying. I thought it was pretty cool.
Let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think the inspiration for his villains came from?
Not his wife. You're an ass. You're not very nice. Okay.
Two Family wants a picture of your super soft shirt.
Yeah, I know. She needs a picture. Because they want to put, just like how we've done, is like on our website, we want to be able to put pictures of people wearing stuff. So it's pretty cool when you watch other people sporting your stuff. I'll tell you, when we were at the conference, there were a couple of times we'd watch people, because on our t-shirts and on our sweatshirts, we have our name across the right arm, down the arm. And so it was really funny. You'd watch people walking by and you were like, look at that, Big Bear Homestead. So I always loved that. I thought that was cool. So I know when other people see someone wearing their shirts, I know how that feels. I think it's pretty cool. Just saying.
Okay. So, tonight's topic.
Are those things you just flat for me? Yes, they are. See? Wait. I gotta brag. So these are slipper socks that I made for Dee. She wanted some pink ones and some purple ones. What?
For the last hour and a half, I've heard, what are we going to talk about tonight? What's going to be our topic? What are we going to talk about tonight? We're almost 30 minutes in.
Well.
I ain't started on topic yet.
I know. I'm sorry. Anyway. So what are we talking about?
See, this is where I wish I had an echo button. Preparing.
For Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Oh. Thanksgiving's always a nightmare when you have family, right? We're fortunate this year. It's just us.
Look, we are going to probably give you guys a treat for Thanksgiving. If we can hook it up, we are going to set up a couple of cameras around the dining room table and invite you guys to have Thanksgiving dinner.
I'm just not sure how we're going to do it yet.
The only problem is if the kids get started picking on each other, all bets are off.
We were fortunate. City Girl says, I'm doing a 16-pound turkey for us. We were really fortunate. My job every year gives us a choice of a turkey or a spiral ham. And we always do turkey for Thanksgiving. So they sent us a 20-pound turkey. So we'll be cooking 20-pound turkey for all of us.
Now, I don't know how many of y'all got Facebook, but there is an awesome joke going around Facebook.
Holy crap, a 40-pound turkey.
The joke is, text your mom, and I was this close to doing it to Mama Old Ways. Text your mom and say, I have a 25-pound turkey. How long would it take to cook it in the microwave? So, I texted my mom.
And I didn't see the thing on Facebook. So, I saw one of my co-workers sent a message to her mom and was giggling about it. And I didn't know it was on Facebook. So, I had no idea.
Yeah. And
so, tell them what happened.
So my mom said, what?
You want to do what?
You want to do what? Well, is it frozen or thawed? I said, well, it's frozen, Mom.
It's frozen. Come you know on. That. What did she say? I would not recommend that.
She said, I would not recommend doing that. I said, but Mom, I got that big metal roasting pan that you gave us a long time ago. It fits in that. I'm going to stick it in the microwave.
In the metal pan in the microwave.
I said, I think I'm going to run it for about 2 hours.
And nothing.
I ain't eat anything for like an hour. And then I got back. I know you're not stupid. I know you must be messing with me. Because you know metal cannot go in a microwave.
And the thing is if anybody knows this, we don't even have a microwave. No. So that was what was even funnier. And she was like, she caught on to it and she's like, I didn't even think you had a microwave. He's like, I don't. Let alone one that's big enough to fit a roasting pan with a 20-pound turkey in it.
So, preparing for... I would love to deep fry a turkey. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, don't forget to wrap it in aluminum foil first.
Yes. So, what... Tuesday, right? Is it... No, Monday. Monday is National Thaw Day.
Oh, is it?
Isn't it?
We have to pull ours out tomorrow.
Okay, so maybe it's tomorrow.
Sunday. Because 20 to 25 pounds, I think you have to pull it out Sunday.
Well, you finish what's in your mouth.
Ice. And then it goes from there. Like, you have to do 1 day for every 5 pounds, I think. 4 or 5 pounds. So tomorrow or Monday is National Thaw Day. That means that is the day you have to pull that turkey out of the freezer and let it thaw. Everybody's telling me we need to take ours out today, not tomorrow. It's 20 pounds. What it tells me is 4 days. So if it has Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that's 4 days for it to thaw.
We'll pull it out tonight. It's no big deal.
But
dun dun dun.
The problem is that, our fridge has got a bunch of stuff in it. So making room.
And you can't put anything out on the counter with a 140-pound Rottweiler running around the house.
Yeah, that's the big thing is that, like tonight we were having pork chops and we cut, because it was a pork roast, so we cut it up into pork chops. And I went into the other room and then realized that the dog was walking around and I was like, shoot! Go in there, make sure he doesn't. And he was starting to walk that way. I was like, get your butt back in the living room. Because and then he starts limping. Well, we put the new floor in the kitchen finally. And the thing is his nails scratch the floor so you can hear him now.
Yeah, he sounds like a raptor from Jurassic Park.
When it was the subfloor, he could kind of walk and it was kind of quiet. But now that we got a life-proof vinyl planking floor, and when he walks on it, it scrapes, and so you can hear him walking. And as soon as we start to hear his toenails, we're like, Apollo, and then he starts limping, like his little leg starts. I'm like, really? Seriously? I wonder how many quail would equal a 20-pound turkey. You don't even want to try that.
Each quail is about what, a pound?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then after you dress them out...
Love you, Mama. They're having issues with their...
After you dress it out, you may have half a pound. So.
Yeah, they're not...
So you need about 40 quail.
Yeah, they're not the same. Stuff the turkey with chicken, stuff the chicken with a duck. Yeah, turducken. We've had turducken when we were
then stuff the chicken with gator.
No.
Rabbit. Kangaroo. Because you got to stuff the turkey. You stuff the duck inside the turkey, right? Mm-hmm. And then the chicken inside the duck, or the other way around.
Could do that. Suburban says just put it in a cooler with ice. We could do that. Although we have seen
stuff it with beaver.
But here's the problem I have with that. everything else in that recipe is all white meat. You have turkey, duck, and chicken.
The bottom part of the turkey is not white meat.
Right, but the good portion of it is, so.
And duck is mostly dark meat.
The part that we eat is, but they have a lot of white meat on it.
What if you took a turkey?
Oh, excuse me.
Shoved a goose in there. And then inside the goose, you shoved a duck. Inside the duck, you shoved a chicken. Inside the chicken, you shoved a Cornish hen. Inside the Cornish hen, you shoved a quail.
No.
Inside the quail, you shoved...
Why are you... I'm noticing you have this issue with shoving stuff and stuff. Like, do we need to talk about this off camera?
What could you shove inside?
I don't know, but... Goose is extremely greasy. Put an egg in it. There you go.
No, not an egg.
Let's see.
A McNugget.
You're so stupid.
No, and then you put gator inside the quail.
Yeah, no.
Or an onion. An onion would be good. You know how big that stinking thing would be? Because when they do that, they cut down the turkey to make it
open
up. And then they stick the bird. Man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Windswept. Sounds like the old woman who swallowed the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. You end up with a constipated turkey. Exactly. That's what I'm screaming.
I think it would be good.
Mm-hmm.
No.
What? Oh, God.
Turkey. You shove a goose in there. Inside the goose, you shove the duck.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the duck, you shove a pheasant. Inside the pheasant, you shove the chicken. Inside the chicken, you shove the Cornish hen.
Pheasants are not very big.
Big enough.
I don't know.
And then inside the Cornish hen, you shove the quail.
Uh-huh.
And then inside the quail, you shove
Swear
a
to
marsh
God,
hen.
I was going to say, if you say hummus, I'm going to punch you right in the ding-ding. Just saying. It's a lot of stuff in and not in a good way. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And then inside that marsh hen, you shove some gator. Because it's gotta trickle down to get to the gator. The flavors have to trickle down. It has to be some. Okay, what is it? Yeah.
No. A gamey, constipated turkey. That's exactly what it sounds like to me. And the thing is that, how about a turkey inside an ostrich? Oh, no!
Nice! Nice! Yes!
Kathleen, stop.
Yes!
Oh, God.
Yes! No, you go an ostrich, then an emu,
No.
then a turkey, then a goose,
No.
then a duck.
Yeah, who's gonna pluck the ostrich? Have fun with that one.
Please.
So anyway, so we're thinking about, like, what does everybody go through during
That would
the
be
week?
awesome.
It'd be disgusting. Like, I'm getting, like,
You would have
bile in
to
my throat.
cook that outside
Mm-hmm.
on a big spit.
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't be able to cook it, because what would happen is you would have to completely, like, obliterate the ostrich just to get the stuff at the very bottom or the very center cooked. You'd have to almost cook each thing almost separate. Like, pre-cooked. You know how, like, you sear stuff?
You put it in the ground like you would a pig.
But you still, no.
Yeah, and you'd have hot coals on the bottom.
Here you go. I think you should demonstrate that cooking technique next year at the HOA, Jason. In a microwave!
No, seriously, you dig a big honking hole
Mm-hmm.
and just cake the bottom with coals.
Mm-hmm.
Take some aluminum.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Then get the crane. Lower all of that meat
The crane.
down in there. Bam. Put more aluminum on top.
Mm-hmm.
cover it with coals, bury it, come back after 2 bottles of Jim Beam are done. Mwah.
I'm with Teresa. Forget about all that crap. Let's just put a pig in the ground and be done with it.
What if you got a buffalo? Shoved a cow inside the buffalo.
Stop! Just stop. Nobody wants to hear you talk about stuffing over stuff. Stop shoving stuff and stuff. Stop. We're done talking about you shoving things.
Shove a kangaroo inside the cow. Then you could shove 2 things inside the kangaroo because it's got the pouch.
I'm with Anita. That's too much work. I'm just going to KFC.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Anyway, so this year, I'm curious what everybody, the main dish besides the turkey, obviously, what is the one thing that you just have to have
That's what I was just talking about.
on your Thanksgiving table in order for it to be a true Thanksgiving dinner at your house? No, that's a pipe dream. What is the one thing that you...
What if you had Big Bird and you
shoved
an ostrich?
Stop! Okay, dressing, cranberries. Okay, so here's the crazy thing. Dressing or stuffing?
Dressing.
Why dressing? Why not stuffing?
Because my mama made dressing.
Why didn't she make stuffing?
I don't know. I'm not my mama.
So, I prefer stuffing to dressing. And everybody's saying cornbread dressing. I'm not crazy about cornbread dressing. It's too gritty for me. And I know y'all are all going to laugh at me. I will make homemade everything except the stuffing. Stuffing comes in a box. That's exactly, I will get, and I won't even get the stovetop, y'all. I will get whatever.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
I will get whatever is on sale in a box.
Sweet potato casserole dressing. Mimi, you got to send us that recipe. You still got to try to make that.
Aldi has sweet potatoes on sale right now for 39 cents.
Oh, we need to get some and make some shoots.
Yeah. I don't, the stuffing.
Ooh,
like
apple
my
sausage stuffing.
My dad used to make oyster stuffing, and I loved oyster stuffing. It was so good.
Oh. Okay, all y'all need to come down here
Just
with these
pack
things.
everything up and come on
Come
over.
on here and let's do it.
Cranberry sauce. I think we still have some of her cranberry sauce from last year, don't we?
I don't know.
Canned. I think she made us some and canned it.
Pumpkin pie, pumpkin roll.
Pumpkin roll, yeah.
Yep.
We still don't have our oven hooked up yet, so it's still going to be a little while before we can have pumpkin roll.
Yeah, it's probably going to be this summer.
Oysters go in rice dressing. I've never had rice dressing.
Yeah.
But my dad used to put oysters in dressing. You still have a tractor? Yes, we still have a tractor that needs work. Matter of fact, we were just talking about that today. And the green bean casserole. That is, that's one of my favorites. Like every holiday meal.
The problem with Thanksgiving. Now, this is another preparation for Thanksgiving. You need to have an extra table. Mm-hmm. You have to have an extra table just for the food. Mm-hmm. Just for the food.
That's why, like, in the South, you'll always see people always have lots of countertop space because all of their food usually lays on the countertop, and then everybody serves themselves, and then they go down and sit down and eat. Mm-hmm. That's a huge
deviled
thing.
Eggs is another good one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Deviled eggs. Black olives, not in our house.
Yes.
Blaze can't stand them.
Well, Blaze can go get his own Thanksgiving.
Whatever. I actually clean off all my counter space to store the food. Yeah. Everybody, like, prepares all their food, and then they clean everything off and put it all on the countertop space. And then, what did Blaze do special for the turkey when we were there? It was awesome. We actually, put essential oils inside ours. We put wild orange, clove, cinnamon,
oregano,
A couple of the spices. We throw all of that in, and then it's really, really good. Yeah, giblet gravy. I'll never forget the first year that I tried to cook a turkey. Nobody told me about the stuff that was inside the turkey. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
It was still a fantastic turkey, but we didn't stuff the bird because nobody wanted stuffing. Everybody wanted dressing, so I didn't stuff the bird, so we didn't know that was in there. So I'm sure everybody has.
Now we got to stuff it with a quail.
No, I am not putting anything in there unless it's like, we'll take, like one year, we took a lemon and an orange, and we took cloves, actual cloves, and we stuck it inside the orange, and then we put the orange inside the turkey, and that was fantastic.
I have 2 memorable meals that you made.
Okay.
One was that Thanksgiving with the orange.
And that was when Troy came over. And you remember how much food? We had so much food.
Yeah, we sent him home with a lot of food.
And he's a big boy.
And
he had plenty to take home with him.
Yep.
And plenty to eat while we were there.
Yeah, well, that was the first year right after he lost his mama.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was
nobody was inviting him over there, so I went over there and picked him up. Yeah. Everybody was leaving him be because everybody was so scared of him because of how big he was, and he was just being a grump. Mm-hmm. I went over there, snatched him by his ear, and stuck him in the minivan and brought him over for dinner.
Mm-hmm. And he came over and had dinner, and I was so nervous because I'd never, every year before that, either Jason's mom had done it or my dad had done it. And it was our first year to do it. And I had no idea. And Jason's mom had bought me a Betty Crocker cookbook. Mm-hmm. And it actually has a really good recipe on how to cook the turkey, how to make the pan gravy, all of that. And I followed it to the T, and it was perfect.
Can I finish my story now?
No.
And my second meal was the one that almost caused us to have a divorce.
Caused us to have a divorce?
Yes.
Which one?
When I came in, it was archery season.
Oh, God.
I already stuck one deer, and you were cooking the roast.
I was pregnant. I was like, out of here.
You were huge. Mm-hmm. You were like, oh, oh, oh.
It was November, December time frame, and Carol was born in February.
Yeah, you were.
So I was like,
you were putting plates on your belly.
Yeah, I was like 7-8 months. Yeah.
And I came in from hunting. The house was just immaculate.
Mm-hmm. I was in my nesting stage.
And I opened up the door, and it was like this aroma of goodness.
Like just wafted all over, like came up over him and knocked him in the face.
But I was like, oh, yes. And I didn't get a deer. And I said, honey, thank you for being what a wife should be.
No. That was 14 years ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. You said, and I quote, "Thank you, dear, for being everything a wife should be."
Yeah, something like that.
He almost died that night. he almost died that night. And actually, to be fair, that was the day that you got blown out of the tree, too. He had come in, it was cold, and it was windy, and he had actually, like, been blown out of his tree with his climbing stand. And he was already not happy. And then he came in the door and was just completely overwhelmed with emotion. And it was just funny, because I was like, you know, if I didn't know what you were really trying to say, you would be dead right now. So I got married when Robyn was 7. Yep. I'm 41.
So, back to preparing for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Now, things that you need Thanksgiving, we got to talk about a Thanksgiving essential kit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lots and lots of liquor.
No.
Yeah.
Not. We're not there yet. Thanksgiving's essential kits
mm-hmm.
for guys. Maternity pants.
For the meat sweats. Absolutely.
Maternity pants, fellas, are a wonderful thing for Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
They've got this elastic right here in this area.
It's a big... Yeah.
It will go with you. There will not be any squeezing.
It allows the belly to expand.
Yes. It allows it to expand.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely loose-fitting clothing that day. Yes.
Now, you also must have your Thanksgiving dinner with people that you trust immensely. Turkey has a drug in it.
Tryptophan. Yes.
Yes. It will put you to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't trust these people...
Make sure you kick them out before that takes effect. I love it. Suburban says, well, when there's just two of us, clothing's optional. Can't wait for that day.
Be frying turkey naked.
I don't recommend that.
That's not the bird. That's not the bird.
So definitely clothing.
Maternity pants.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A good sharp knife.
Good sharp knife. I like the Cool Whip and butter bowls for leftovers. Definitely make sure you have... And that's for females, We're still with the men.
We're still talking about men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, guys.
An ant got you. I'm sorry. I was focused on that. I can't get it right now.
The number one survival gear.
Big Bear beaver knife. There you go.
That, gentlemen, we must have in our turkey kit. Mm-hmm. Especially if the mother-in-law is coming over.
Okay.
A gallon of Crown. It's a little on the expensive side.
But worth every penny. Worth your sanity.
You need...
Yep, suck up juice. That's exactly what that is.
Bibs are optional.
No, I think a bib is a necessity for a guy. You need something to protect the clothing.
See, guys, our job, traditionally, for Thanksgiving, is to bring home the turkey.
Carve the bird.
Carve the bird. Then not stab any one of our relatives with the carving knife.
That's exactly right.
Now, if you have people coming over to your house for Thanksgiving, I don't recommend it. But there is certain protocols that you have to take to make sure these people do not steal your leftover turkey. Because turkey sandwiches, like we have a rule at my house. You can sit down at the table. That is your one time. You eat as much turkey
as you can
right then and there. Because as soon as you're done, the bird is mine.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, I will fight you.
Yeah, you will lose.
I will grab the carving fork. Just saying.
Just be the first time I've been forked. Because here's the deal. And this is what you got to do. Okay? Slice of bread. Mayonnaise.
Turkey.
Sea salt.
No.
It can't be none of the kosher salt. Sea salt. If you got the little sea salt. Turkey. Now this is where it gets tricky. You have to, you know what? I'm going to do a video on this. How to make the perfect turkey
leftover
sandwich. Okay?
It might be the last time you get fork, Jason.
No. Go away with your turkey salad sandwiches. No.
No.
This is a man's sandwich.
Yeah.
Man sandwich.
Make it and give it to Apollo.
Okay? And then you have to find... It's like Tetris. You have to find the pieces of turkey.
Yeah, so that it covers all the bread.
It covers all of the bread.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Another light coating of sea salt.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the one thing that makes the leftover turkey sandwich the best in all the land. What is it?
The moist maker.
The moist maker.
Never did that before we watched Friends. Then we watched Friends.
One piece of bread in the gravy. Dunk, dunk. Get it soaked. Bring it out with a spatula. Let it drip. Bring it over to your sandwich. Dunk. Another piece of bread. Put a little bit more turkey on top.
Hey, Bandana Grandma.
More turkey on top of the moist maker.
Mm-hmm. Hey, scrape away.
Sea salt. Pepper.
Mayonnaise bread.
Mayonnaise. Bread.
Smushy, smushy. Yep. Yeah, like
the sandwich is going to be like that.
Like the week before Thanksgiving, like probably tomorrow, I've got to go to the store and get like 4 loaves of bread. Yeah. Because we go through some bread. And that
big honking thing of Duke's mayonnaise at Sam's.
Yep. Yeah, we got to go get the Duke's mayonnaise because we don't.
And you don't put the mayonnaise on with a knife, a butter knife. No, you leave the butter knife for the butter.
Spatula, big old.
You get a
big
spoon.
Old icy spatula.
Get your mayonnaise out of there. Flop it on there, and then spread it with the. You know what? There's gonna be a video.
Yep, you're gonna have to make a video.
There's gonna be a video.
Yep. Mhm. Yeah, Teresa doesn't like turkey. I loved no pepper jack cheese with the sandwich. Could you somehow compress the stuffing to replace the bread? Well, you know, I actually use, like, I don't do sandwiches. I usually just eat more stuffing and turkey and gravy. And that's one thing, I don't know about y'all, but that's the one thing that I always don't have enough of is gravy. So this year we have so many extra like containers to store stuff in that I'm making sure this year that we make extra gravy, because that is the one thing that we never seem to have enough of because of making the sandwiches and making the extra, like when we make mashed potatoes, like everybody likes to have mashed potatoes with their meal, but I'll tell you, that's the one that I don't focus on the most. We make enough for the meal. But if we have any left over, usually it's eaten within the day. Or it ends up going into like a potato soup or something like that.
Or potato cakes.
Or potato cakes, yeah, that's
potato
true.
Cakes, baby.
Potato cakes.
Please tell me y'all know what a
pancakes.
Potato cakes.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is like that one I don't stress as much about that one. And then of course with the stuffing, it's in a box. So I can buy boxes
potato
and just make more if
pancakes
I want
with
it.
ketchup.
Yeah. Mashed potatoes, make deep fried potatoes with, yeah. So, yeah, tater cakes. Not tater, well, I mean, that's what I call them, is potato pancakes. But latkes, some people call them latkes, right? Isn't that right?
I don't know, you and your fancy words.
No ketchup.
Flasks.
We are cooking our turkey in a Dutch oven this year in an outdoor campfire. Ooh. Good luck with that. That's a big Dutch oven. Homemade frozen dinners this year.
Who's having homemade frozen dinners?
Suburban. With 2 people, I have to get creative. Homemade frozen dinners this year.
No, get in the car and come down here.
I know, right?
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have, and that's one thing I'm crossing my fingers.
But you ain't taking no turkey back to the house. I'm just telling you, you can have your frozen dinners as leftovers. You're not taking none of my turkey back.
I think Blaze's job is also going to give him a turkey or a ham, so we'll get more turkey.
If he gets a turkey, we're going to deep fry it.
We don't have a...
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Bet.
I mean, we have the burner, but we would have to get the propane. We would have to get... I mean, we'd have to get a lot of stuff. We'd have to get... Do you know how much the oil alone is to be able to deep fry one? It's like $30. Just saying. That's a lot. Because you have to have one of them big, huge things.
We have that. That's what we don't.
No, I meant with the oil. You have to have a big. Yeah. So Dee says I don't have to cook this year. We're going out to a local plantation last night. Used motor oil. Man up. I don't think so, Chuck. There ain't no way.
We could cook his in the Dutch oven and do like they're doing. That would be cool.
Our Dutch oven's not big enough. That one that we have is huge. It's 20 pounds. It's massive. No, we have the big, huge pot and the burner. Because what we did is when we were processing our birds, we just bought one of those that you would deep fry turkey in. So we have this stuff. The problem is that we just don't have the means to buy.
Okay, so Tanya wants to know, since we don't have the oven hooked up yet, how are we going to cook the turkey?
We have a big roasting oven. One of those big, the ones that you get, the day after Thanksgiving, everything goes on sale and the roaster ovens are like $15. We bought one of those one year. And it cooks the turkey like perfect. Because you don't have to. The only issue with that is that I can't really, I could bake in it, but I just can't, I can't do my pumpkin roll cake in it, because it's not quite big enough for that. So, but yes, it definitely, the only thing though is that I've noticed is because we haven't had an oven this year, that's what we've been cooking. Like when we bake stuff, that's what we bake it in. And I've noticed that the oven top, the lid, the frame has somehow, because when it's hot, it's probably a little bit more bendy. And so the pieces of it have kind of bent a little bit here and there.
We could smoke it.
I have to get it and kind of tap it so that it'll lay flat and seal. Because if it doesn't seal, it lets all of the moisture. No.
Be like Vikings and have mead.
Make a layered pumpkin roll cake. Just don't do the roll. No, it's not that. I can't cook. I can't get the pan. The size that you need, I can't get the pan inside there without burning myself.
So what is in the Thanksgiving essential kit for a woman?
Lots and lots of liquor. It's a long day for, in some households the man helps to cook, but in a lot of households
I'm hunting.
The female does a lot of the cooking. And so it's an all-day thing.
Yep. And I'm going to be in there.
And that's, I'm so excited. Once we get this oven hooked up, it has 2 ovens.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to cook the turkey. So this time next year, definitely, the oven, the turkey will go in the bottom oven, and then in the top oven, I'll be able to do my pumpkin roll or my casserole or whatever, all at the same time. So that's the thing that I'm looking forward to, is this time next year. I've only got one more year that I got to deal with that.
And it's going to be our turkey.
Yeah. So
we are setting off the side and we are going to do whatever it takes. We keep losing turkeys and we never ever get some to make it to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's the number one priority next year.
Yeah. So and I see people talking about, and then you have a lot of dishes and pots and pans. The thing with us is that we try to keep the dishes going as we can to kind of alleviate how, much stuff gets dirty. But yeah, the kids definitely help with the dishes. Do we have a toaster oven? No, we don't have a toaster oven.
A turkey challenge.
I'll grow some too. Oh, you mean for next year? Absolutely, we could. Yeah.
We need to go in on it though, because you got to buy so many turkeys.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like if you order them, you have to get like 15 or something like that, and they're a little pricey. But yeah, I would definitely wouldn't mind doing that.
If we go in and get 15,
where are you gonna get your turkey seeds at? We buy a lot of our poultry from Meyer Hatchery, and we've had good luck with them. Yeah. They have all of the ones that we've looked at raising. We haven't been in a situation where we could afford to get too many of them, but by the time it's time to buy them next year, we'll be in a position where we can.
We better be.
Yeah. This year's been rough, but we can see a light. We're starting to see, the tunnel's still long, but we definitely see the light at the end. So it's just a little bit here and there where we're having to kind of batten down the hatches. So make it through Christmas, and then everything will be good. Other in numbers from Tractor Supply. Our Tractor Supply, if they carry them, they carry like 3 or 4, and they do not look great. No. They're never in.
See, the challenging thing with raising turkeys is turkeys are always looking for a new way to die. You walk up on a turkey and be like, boo.
It'll die. You can order them online. Yes, that's true. You can do that now with them. But I don't know about their pricing, Patrick. You might check, because Meyer, their pricing is very competitive. Yeah. And their shipping is another thing you have to kind of pay attention to. So I do actually have a microwave big enough for a turkey. Even came with a plug-in meat probe. Want to borrow it? No. Because somebody did say that, if you cook a turkey in a microwave, you're going to end up with a big rubber ball. Like, at the end of the day, it's just...
Do you remember the first time you cooked a duck?
Yes. That's what it would be like. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's had... 2018 has been a really, really rough year.
Okay, so focus. You can't just say lots and lots of alcohol.
So,
what are some must things females must
definitely... For me, the first thing that I want to make sure that I have is a nice bottle of white wine. And that's not for the jokes, for drinking and all that stuff. Because what I was saying before is, when you're cooking all day, of course in the morning you want to make sure that you've had a decent breakfast, cup of coffee, that kind of thing. Because then you're going to start with the turkey right away. So I like to have a nice bottle of white wine that I can, because I like to cook with it. So it'll be one of those things that I kind of channel my inner Julia Childs thing, where you pour some in a glass for yourself and pour some in the pan for, this cook or that cook, that kind of stuff. So that, you definitely want a meat thermometer, because those stupid little pop-up things never work.
For me, it's for my dead chef buddies.
Yeah, there you go. And so, so I like to have a nice bottle of white.
For all the pioneer women that came before me.
Oh, you had to say that, didn't you? Lots of leftover containers and Ziploc bags. Definitely that. Now, this is something that I like to do. One of the things we've been talking about, everybody keeps talking about dishes. Now, if you're having a big, huge spread for everybody, then yes, you want to bring out, like, when we used to eat with Jason's parents, she would bring out the fancy dishes and all that, all her serving platters and everything. We don't have a set like that to begin with, so everything's kind of piecemealed anyway.
We're poor white trash.
But if it's just us, paper plates, definitely paper plates. Because then that way, as you're making it, when you're done, throw it in the fire, done with it. Because there's so many other dishes that we're going to need to do that's not a dish that we need to worry about. Because the thing is, what happens is you go to eat, and then like 2 hours later, you're ready to eat again. And all the plates may still be in the sink because you're still washing dishes. And you don't feel like washing off a dish real quick just to make another plate for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I think paper plates is definitely one of those things when you're, when you're getting things put together for your day, it definitely helps to have something like paper plates. I'm not saying like plastic utensils and all that stuff, but definitely plates. It helps to have that. Even with, especially with kids, like if you're serving kids and things like that, you don't have to worry about anybody breaking things.
If you're entertaining, the one thing that everybody forgets, ice.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Make sure you have ice.
Yeah, because most of the refrigerators can't keep up, especially if they bring in youngins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have fancy Thanksgiving decorated paper plates, white plasticware, and red Solo cups adorned with your name. That's about right. So, you get 9 hens and 1 turkey for $40. So the problem with the turkeys is like what Jason was saying before. If you only buy 1 or 2, there's a good possibility that you're not going to end up raising one all the way through, because they're always looking for new and creative ways to die. So the rule of thumb, at least with us in the past, has been you need to have at least 5 to 10. Because then, it always goes back to that 1 is none, 2 is 1 kind of thing. You want to make sure you have a few to fall back on just in case. And then if you have anything left over, then you can always sell those, or you could put them in the freezer.
I'll never forget when we got our first turkeys.
We got 4 of them, and we bought them up here.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about this town yet, but
and
we came up here.
We raised them up, boy, and they were just about getting to the good size where they could start laying, and Carol went in there to help catch them, and she grabbed them by their necks and said, "Daddy, look at Daddy!"
And she broke their necks. That was bad. Yeah. It was really bad. And the bad thing was we had spent like $40 or $50 on these birds, and she just racked all their necks. It was really bad.
So, and we're going to give you guys permission to hold us accountable.
Oh, my phone was in here.
That after the new year, on a live stream, we're going to make next year's Thanksgiving menu. And it is going to consist of everything that we can grow and raise here on the homestead.
It would be nice if we could.
No, there's no nice. We keep talking about doing it, and it always slips to the wayside.
Well, I mean, ideally, you want to be able to raise your own turkey. That's what Mama Donna and them did. They raise a turkey every year. I remember last year when they butchered their turkey, when she says they're going to cook a 40-pound turkey, she is not kidding. They grow a turkey out to 40 pounds. They're massive.
Well, there's like 30 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 3 families, basically. Yeah. It's Mama Donna and her husband, Professor, and then their 2 kids with their families. So, it turns out to be a big, huge ordeal when they're...
That would be an awesome thing to do if we could pull it off. Lonely Purpose says, I hope that menu includes extra parking spaces for all your subs. Now, let me ask, there are 30 people in here. if we tried to plan a huge Thanksgiving celebration here on the homestead next year, that gives you a whole year to save up.
And to plan.
And to plan it. How many of you guys would make an honest effort to come? And maybe even help with donating time to come down, help us build a big table.
Me and Trophy, we would so be there. Caramel sauce and lots of cranberries. Yeah, see, a straight run for turkeys is like $10 or $11 a piece. Yeah. And then you have to buy 15 at a time.
And we would have to have big tents that we could string up all in this backyard over here in case it rained. Mm-hmm. Because the table would have to be massive.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, that's not bad. When you buy 15, they're down to... If you buy just all males, which we wouldn't. We would end up doing straight run. 15 turkeys, they're only $6.73 a piece. So that's really not that bad. Yeah. So I would just have to get picked up. Yeah. I'll enjoy the turkey. I'm all about the sides. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it would be fun to do. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Could one bring a travel trailer? Of course. Yes.
Absolutely. What would you like me to bring? Everybody's like, we're coming.
Okay, so then this year, after the New Year's Eve live show, the second live show in January, we will start planning next year's Thanksgiving feast here on the Big Bear Homestead.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. It would be a lot of people, but
yep.
A lot of fun. I think, bring work clothes, muck boots, and gloves working for your dinner. Yeah, right? Bee swarm traps. What's going on? Uh-oh.
They're coming.
What did I do? I knocked you over your tamper.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yep, that video's coming hopefully next week.
We've been
trying to get the wood burning stove in. Mm-hmm. I gave you your Christmas present early. I redid your
because of the rain, we've been indoors a lot this week. And so
you need to stop that.
Jason,
it's catching. Everybody, all 30 people are now yawning.
I'm sorry, my back's killing me, so
what's that got to do with you yawning?
It's telling me it's time to go to bed.
No, it's not.
So what were we just talking about?
You're getting old, honey.
No, my brain is focused more on this back pain.
Well, stop thinking about the back. It only hurts when I think about it. Don't think about it.
Yeah, getting your greenhouse for Christmas.
Oh,
yeah,
you suck.
So basically, what they did is this week they redid my craft room. It's very nice in there. You can walk in there. Everything's organized and right at my fingertips, which is awesome. So now everybody needs to order stuff so I can make stuff. But
yeah, Suburban, you need to order some of them doggy beds she makes.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's really, really cool. They also got the floor fixed where the wood burning stove is supposed to go. So that's in there, and we had a piece of granite donated to us. So that's in there.
Donated. Yeah, we went and picked it up out of somebody's junk a lot.
No, that's not true.
Guess who's here?
Hey, Amy. What's up?
Amy, for real. I am so jealous of her husband and her husband's dad.
Why?
Woof.
Oh, because they know how to shoot a deer? I'm just kidding. I love you. You know everybody's gonna laugh.
And just like Nanda's husband,
yeah, cornbread.
John, yeah, Nanda bought him a really nice ground blind, so he got to go out there and sit in the rain and kill a buck. Nanda loves her husband.
Nanda and John are a 2-person income family. Thank you very much. They have the money for that. We don't. If we had the money, you would definitely have one. We just don't.
That's my man, Mark.
Mm-hmm. Makes you feel any better. I asked Mark who he'd take on a dream hunting trip, and he said you.
How come you don't ask me questions like that?
Because we can't afford anything like that. So
that's why it's called a dream hunting trip.
Yeah, but it's more. Yeah. Anyway, I don't like to set us up to fail. Right now, we've got our eyes set on one goal.
A bear hunt.
No.
Oh.
Getting out of debt and getting everything good to go. So.
Yeah. See, they can't afford it either.
Yeah. Well, you know. But. Let's see.
You just don't want me to go on that big bear hunt. That's all. That's what it boils down to. You just don't want me to go.
That's not true.
You're hunt
Get
blocking
out
me.
of my house. I'm good.
You're hunt blocking me.
That's not true.
No.
I like having you go out in the woods. It gives me time to work on my projects.
Well, I'm going tomorrow morning.
I know. I got lots of projects. I still have, how many did we figure?
I don't know.
9. I still have 9 scrubbies I need to make.
I don't know. But we are going.
Men of YouTube hunting trip fund. That would be.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Start a GoFundMe account. Yeah, we could afford more. Yeah. Yeah, if Murphy would leave us all alone, we'd be good to go.
I think myself, Mark, John.
John.
Nanda's John.
Bear hunt. That's
Patrick.
cannibalism.
We should go. We should work together and create our own hunting show or our own outdoor channel. And get sponsored by like Mossy Oak and Mossberg and Primos. All of these things. All these different companies. And then they pay us
to go hunting.
And trapping. Get Duke and Victor.
Yeah.
You know, Minnesota won't do anything. Bear archery. Yeah. Polaris. PSC.
Should get John
Matthews.
Deere to give you a gator. That'd be cool. Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers can invest in your club. The Bearded Hunter Brothers. Call it We Didn't Get Squat.
Call it We Ate Too Much Cornbread.
There you go. I love Amy says if you start the YouTube channel about hunting, you could write off all of your hunting stuff on taxes. That's true. We started doing videos. Jason started doing videos on all of his product reviews, so we could write a bunch of that off.
And see, and then like you and Amy and Nanda, y'all could go along on these trips with us, and then when we come back, y'all could have lunch ready for us. Big old honking meal.
Nope.
No?
You're on your own. Vienna sausages in a can.
It don't bother me not one bit.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Any new soaps coming out? So, yes. I am working on one that I'm going to call Warriors Repose. I'm really excited about that one. That one is for anxiety and PTSD.
Are you going to release the scent control one?
Yes. I already have it made. I just wanted you to try it out a lot before I released it.
Well, then make sure I get it when I take my bath tonight.
You already have. Did you really think that just because you were carrying stuff out there to keep you, when you were spraying your little mixture the other day, that it was just because of that? You've been washing in it for like a month. Yeah, I've got a couple of different ones that one I have to make again. I'm almost completely out, is the Flowers and Feelings one. That one did really well. But I have to have roses in order to make it. Because Jason bought me roses, and I took the roses and I steeped them in oil. And then I used the oil to make the soap.
So we're buying a couple of rose bushes.
We're going to have to buy rose bushes, because it's definitely something that I can see us using a lot of. It was very popular. So
how are the kids?
Kids are doing great.
Dessa is itching for goose season.
God, every time they fly, because our house is right over their flight path. And so every time she hears them, she goes crazy. And she's been waiting patiently. Jason kept telling her, we can't go hunting until the first freeze, is what you kept telling her. Because it was so hot. You were telling her that for everything. Basically, you didn't want to take her with you until the first freeze. And that gave her an indication of when she could expect to go. So, when we had the first season of goose, we hadn't had a freeze yet. Well, now that we've had the freeze...
Well, no. See, when we had the first season of goose, there weren't any geese around us. Mm-hmm. Now the geese are starting to come into our area, and I got to look at the book. I don't want to tell her this. I got to look at the book, but I think it opened today for a short period of time.
I think so.
And then it opens again in December and stays open till January.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it opened up today, I'll go deer hunting in the morning, and then
in the
evening we might go.
Afternoon / evening. Yeah, they fly over in the afternoon. Am I making more zits and giggles? Absolutely, I have to, because we live off of it here at the house. The girls absolutely love it, so I have to make more. Yes, so I will definitely have some of that available. Suburban said, so next year, could I dehydrate my rose blooms and mail? You could. I haven't done them dehydrated. What happened is Jason bought them for me, and I'm not crazy about getting live cut flowers, because like everybody, we like to have actual plants, not something that's going to die. And so, but I really appreciated them, because I had not gotten cut flowers from Jason in a very long time. And they were beautiful, and they smelled great. But then the longer they sat on my table, the more I was like, I have to do something else with these. And it's going to be a
very long time before I buy them for you again.
Why?
You do not accept flowers well. You made me feel bad.
I did not. Okay,
now you know how I feel.
No, you were predisposed to, because you already thought that I didn't like flowers, and you bought them anyway. So you were expecting me to not want them and not like them. But I was actually quite pleasantly surprised with them. And they smelled so good. But the thing was...
Even your own son was there with me when I dropped them off for you at work.
Same thing. You were both predisposed to think that I wasn't going to like them.
No.
You were both walked in that door knowing that I wasn't crazy about them. He
looked at me and he said, that didn't go as well as how you thought it was going to go, did it?
Yeah. Anyway, I absolutely loved them, but then I brought them into the house, and you know how roses are, they start off real tight, and then as they open up, they're beautiful, but then they start to wilt. And as soon as they started to wilt, I was like, I can't watch these things die. I just have to have, and so what ended up happening is, I took them before they died, and I started pulling all the petals off, and I asked him first, I was like, are you going to be upset if I go ahead and take the rose petals off and make rose oil out of it? And he was like, no, I won't be upset about it at all. And so I made all of this oil. Like, I basically took all of the roses and put them in all these quart jars. And then I took olive oil, grapeseed oil, sunflower oil, and I put all of them, there. And the petals do not dye the oil. It did not change the color of the oil. It just changed the smell and the properties of the oil, because the petals did actually, we let them sit for a couple of weeks in the sun, windowsills, and that was great. They did really good.
That's weird.
What?
One thing says we have 18 people in here, and another one says we have 32.
Yeah. So let's see. Mine are giant.
Oh, he got his
plants.
tongs. He got his tongs from Josh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'd rather buy a rose bush. Well, see, we just haven't had anywhere to put the rose bushes yet. So we haven't bought bushes because of that. I tell them not to waste money on cut flowers, instead buy me a plant. Exactly. That's what, but the thing is, again, we just haven't had an area where we were going to put...
Living Miracle Homestead.
Yeah, it needs to be in the sun, and where I would like to have them would be towards the front of the house, but we have a lot of trees and shade.
And so, gonna have it there after this
right.
winter.
So we've been kind of waiting for that, And so that's the thing, is like with these roses, these were just beautiful red, just typical red roses, but they were absolutely gorgeous. And I just took the petals and steeped them in the windowsill during the summer. And it made some of the best smelling. Like, that soap is probably my favorite as far as smell goes. It's a fantastic soap. And it's really good for the skin. And it just kind of makes you feel all nice and happy on the inside.
Okay, so let's recap.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving essential kit.
Yes.
For a man.
For a man.
Maternity pants.
Pants.
Maternity pants.
Pants, yes.
With the elastic front.
Mm-hmm.
A sharp knife. And a gallon of Crown. And a 2-liter of Coke.
Yeah. And ice. Lots of ice.
And lots of ice.
Lots of ice. Yep.
Lots of ice.
Where did you get that huge Big Bear banner behind you? That was a company, what's the name of it? ndesigns.net. But they've gone up on some of their pricing and kind of weird, so, but we like it. It's really cool. Okay, so for a female, paper plates.
Paper plates.
Bottle of wine, white wine.
Are you going to use some of the Biltmore? You're going to bust open the last couple things of Biltmore wine?
Probably. If not that, the Habersham winery wine, if we have any of that left over. Let's see. Paper plates, lots of Ziploc bags, and containers, whether it's leftover like margarine containers or Cool Whip containers, whatever. Definitely have to have that kind of stuff. And then a good playlist, because you gotta have music or something going on, because like I said, for a female, it's an all-day affair. So, and what's everybody's take on when you're supposed to eat Thanksgiving? Some people shoot for like lunchtime. Some people shoot for like 5, 6 o'clock at night.
Amy says a foot rub.
Absolutely. Yeah. Some people look at like, 2, 3 o'clock.
Hold on a second.
What?
You and Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about a foot rub.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Mark is out working all day or Mark is out hunting all day,
mm-hmm.
do you guys say, "Oh, baby, sit down. Let me rub your feet. Let me rub your back for you"?
Depends on whether you killed anything or not.
Why does that matter?
Because if I'm cooking you dinner and I put food on your table for you to eat...
Yeah, but we put the food in the kitchen for you to cook.
Okay. Always? Not always.
Most of the time.
Not always.
I'm just saying.
Depends on when I get the food done. That's true.
Yeah, I don't like her touching my feet either.
Yeah. No, he can't stand it.
I'm just saying.
So, well, look. You're supposed to treat your wife like a queen. Just saying.
You don't get treated like a queen. You wait a minute. You don't get treated like a queen.
I do get treated like a queen, but that's what I'm saying is you can't bring up that question because...
What do you mean? I did. I did bring it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I threw it out there on the table.
Laughing at the comments. No. Mr. Deer said he'd like to eat around 3. Mm-hmm. He'll see us then.
He got a broadhead with his name on it, too.
Look, instead of in lieu of a foot rub, I make you pumpkin roll. Just saying. Or I make you the gravy for your moist maker. Just saying. Just saying. So, okay, so... He's gonna make me pee my pants.
Keto pumpkin roll, if there was ever such a thing.
There is. There is.
And you haven't made it yet. Why?
Because I haven't had an oven in over a year, and
quit
we haven't
using
done.
The oven as
we
an
haven't
excuse.
done keto since we haven't had an oven. We lost our oven about this time last year, and we didn't start doing keto until the beginning of this year. So, Mr. Deer, come on over. You'll be just in time for dinner. No, you can do a keto pumpkin roll. Pumpkin roll has to have...
Don't change the subject.
Cream cheese. So, yeah.
You can't get out of saying, I make you a pumpkin roll, give me a foot rub. No.
I didn't say I needed a foot rub. I said it would be nice to have one. Especially when you're on your feet for the entire day cooking. Don't get me started because you sit your little happy butt up in a tree and you go to sleep for 3 hours.
And
then talk about how excited you would be if Starbucks would start putting drones in the air and bring you a cup of coffee.
No, I said...
Like, really?
I said that would
Just
be
saying.
a way to make $1 million.
Mm-hmm. So why don't we get a new oven? Okay, because new ovens cost money. No. Okay, so here's the thing. We have a new oven.
Wait.
We have a new oven.
Wait.
No. We have a new oven. The
If she would have stuck around for the whole live stream, she'd notice.
We last year our oven crapped out on us. So we've been dealing with using a roaster oven for the year. We got a new oven, but it was converted over to propane. So we either have to convert the house over to propane or convert the oven over to natural gas. Either way, we're going to have to come out of pocket on both of those.
Okay.
So we're kind of going towards propane instead of the oven.
Let me answer Amy's question.
Amy says, does she make you food?
Not all the time.
Yes. Really?
You just started cooking
Either
again.
I make the food or I make the menu and make sure that it gets taken care of and carried out.
Is there enough to eat?
Yes. You really want to go there?
Is there enough to eat for me?
I don't think there's enough food on this planet for you to have enough to eat all the time. You are always hungry. It doesn't matter if I had an...
Does she clean the house? No. I clean the house actually.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't clean the house. You tell the kids to clean the house. Nice try.
Have to supervise.
I have a full-time job. That's what I do.
I have to supervise.
Just saying.
Now.
Does she let you go hunting? Yes.
Look, nobody lets me do anything. I do what I want to do.
Okay. When I'm not around.
Okay.
Have Jason go out and get you a 100-pound tank of propane, and done is done. That's true. We've just gotta get it done.
Yep.
Hook the mother up to the text-a-gallon tank. I don't get that.
I don't get it either.
Hello, Megan.
So let me back this estrogen train up here for a second.
Oh, you about to get popped like on television. I'm just saying, like right now.
I'm just saying. I asked you for a cushion for my archery stand. You busted my chops. Somebody you've been on your feet. You still ain't made me the cushion for my archery stand or for the buddy stand.
You haven't killed a deer in almost 2 years.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
I killed 2 years ago.
Right. In almost 2 years, I said. See?
Yeah.
I'm sure she gives you loving, so I'd say enough.
I give her loving.
Why can't you make your own cushion? Jason, you got plenty of cushion.
Pot or kettle. Pot or kettle. Baby got back over there.
Not as much as you.
I'm not ashamed of my ghetto booty. I got a ghetto booty.
Mr. Deer says, "What is this venison you speak of? It sounds delicious."
Yeah, come on over. I'll show you.
No, at the end of the day, we take care of each other. And if you raise your eyebrows at me one more time, you will sleep on the couch tonight. I'm just saying.
You already had squirrel. Already.
Is that what that was?
And your daughter messed it up big time.
She butchered it like bad. I feel like the feeling isn't mutual through the screen. I know. Yeah, with a BB in it. Thank you very much.
Look,
there's probably fur floating around in the stew too.
I brought it in. You guys were supposed to clean it. That's the way it goes.
Nope. Maybe in your mind.
Look, I'm out there in the elements. Hunting this food down.
You can't even say it without smiling.
The least you can do is clean it. And cook it. Underneath the shelter of the house. I don't see you out there in the cold.
Mr. Deer just looked up venison on my phone. Not funny.
I mean, you girls act like we want to be out there in the rain, in the snow, in the cold, in the high winds. Look, we're out there because we love you guys.
No.
When
Don't
we
even look.
Want the best.
I don't know where you're trying to sell that crap, but it ain't here.
Look, do you know how much venison is worth a pound?
I don't care how much it's worth a pound.
And we're not even talking about. We're not even talking about our time.
I know you didn't just zhuzh me.
I zhuzh you. We're not talking about our time. We are talking about the cost of the bow, the cost of the arrow, the cost of the broadheads, the deer stand, the calls, the cover scents, the
Sounds
hunting
like
leases.
A bunch of toys to me.
The hunting leases, the four-wheelers, all of those things. Deer meat is at least $60 to $70 a pound. You're getting treated like royalty because we're out there hunting this meat that is roughly about $70 a pound.
You know, actually, the price goes up when it takes you almost 2 years to catch one.
Exactly.
So, maybe, if we applied that logic, then maybe we shouldn't be going after the venison because it costs too much. So maybe we need to sell all of those toys and those
okay,
tools.
first of all,
I'm sorry.
You call them toys. You call them toys again, and we're gonna go calling all of your crochet and yarn and crap.
I'm sorry, my crocheting crap brings in money. Yours doesn't at the moment.
No, it brings in food.
It doesn't. It's not good. We haven't had a deer in 2 years.
But you've had beaver.
In a year. At least a year. It's been 2 years.
No, it has not.
We didn't catch any deer last year. We didn't set anything for deer last year. Just saying. I'm offended by this conversation. We are an objects that use safe space.
I mean, I'm not even talking about how much I have to of my time. I'm going to have to invest in the spring all the way through the summer to plant the food plots out there, so that way the deer do come here. Mm-hmm. All alone, all the predator control I have to do.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to.
Then you don't get venison.
I'm okay with that.
No, you're not. You
yes,
love venison.
No. I love venison, but not at that price. Not at that cost. No.
Well, nothing's too good for you.
Mm-hmm. Just saying. I would much rather take the...
Where are you going to get any meat that is that high in protein it's better than grass-fed beef? Because it is super organic.
I'll put on my waders and go catch some beaver. We are infested with them in this county.
And you get beaver.
Right.
So what you're saying is you just want to eat beaver all the time. You don't want to have any chicken.
Again, no. Now chicken, that's totally different.
No, it's not totally different.
Yes,
That's where the quail and the goose and the pheasant come in.
You don't hunt any of that, so don't even start. No, you don't.
We had goose last year.
Pheasant, quail. We haven't had quail in 2 years.
We don't have pheasant around here, but we've got dove.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which you don't like. We got duck, which you turned into a tire.
That duck I did. The following duck I did not.
No, your son cooked that.
No.
Yes.
No. Been binge watching hunting videos, learning all y'all's tricks. When you come in empty-handed, your cost could supplement a beef purchase. I got crap ton.
Yeah, but that beef is full of antibiotics, full of growth hormones, mad cow, E. coli, salmonella.
Right, but we're raising
you eat too much. If you eat too much of that store-bought beef, you'll become a Democrat.
Look, all I'm saying is, you have your thing, I have mine. Just saying. If you're hunting...
And hold on. Teresa Dean talking about making a manly sport. Then go out there and take care of your bear.
She will. She'll go to jail, but she will.
Uh-huh. No. All she's got to do is take a bow.
Uh-huh. I disagree with that, Kitty. I mean, if Jason were to do food plots, there's a good possibility that they come back and forth. I mean, that's totally different.
Hashtag eat more beaver.
Eat more beaver. Yeah, I saw that. Do let's see. Prison's not a place you want to go for the holidays. Exactly. I eat that beef all the time and couldn't be further from being a Democrat.
See, we just need to move to Virginia.
Mm-hmm. No.
We need to move back into the mountains of Virginia where my blood runs deep.
Mm-hmm.
Get on some family land.
Mm-hmm. See, and that, Teresa, that's the one thing that he and I disagree on right now. He's carrying his bow with him everywhere he goes and not his hunting rifle. And he's not as proficient with a bow as he is with a rifle. And it's not that he's not good with a bow, but I know he could knock like a bead of sweat off of, something from a mile away. So I always feel like right now it's about food right now.
Right, and but also right now, if I take my rifle out there and shoot the deer, I could possibly hit a cow.
Yes. But couldn't you do the same thing with how? Because
the bullet will go through the deer and keep on going.
Then
And the plain fact of the matter is anywhere that I got decent shooting lanes here, where it takes the cows out of the situation, out of the scenario, they're within 25 to 30 yards. That's bow range, or shotgun range.
Right. So take a shotgun.
Well, Blaze is taking the shotgun in the morning.
I know. But all of that to say, we're getting way off topic. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving. Be prepared.
Oh, losing the conversation, losing the debate now. So
I'm not losing the debate. I think you're barking up a tree that you really don't want to be barking up. That's all.
So now you call me a coon hound.
A what?
I'm barking up a tree. I'm a coon dog. That's what you're trying to say. I'm a coon dog.
No, I'm just saying you're barking up a tree that you don't really need to be barking up. Because at the end of the day, we both do things for each other. We're a team. It's not about everything that you do or everything that I do.
No, but I am spoiling you with the deer meat. Treating you better than Queen Elizabeth gets treated.
Heard it here. 2 years, no deer. That's great spoiling, just saying.
Well, if you let me go more.
That's crap. Comedy relief helps diffuse the stress during the holidays. Yep. He knows what to spoil me with. This is all just fun banter back and forth. Or at least I hope so. Because if he's serious, he's on the couch tonight.
Willow tree.
Yep. Just saying. No, I don't need to buy yarn right now. I have people people feel bad for me.
If you buy yarn right now, we will. No. We are going to be. I will have a new Polaris.
The only time I had to buy some recently because I didn't have something that was specific to an order. Other than that, I don't need.
I mounted that big honking basket.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody saw the pictures that we put on Facebook.
That's full of yarn. And then there's 2 shelves in that big long shelf thing I made full of yarn.
Right. And now, to be fair, some of that yarn is actually stuff that your mother gave us to cut into pieces to do latch hook. And that stuff's not as much quality for things that I want to make with it, but that's the stuff that with Jason going, that yarn is yarn. That's the yarn that I let him, use for projects. And when we start, because we're going to start cranking out some self-watering containers here pretty soon, and we will definitely need yarn then. So that's a thing that all of that yarn will be used for that. And then I have a couple of yarns that I've bought over the last year or so that I'm not really crazy about. Like scarf. I don't know if anybody's familiar with scarfy yarn. Not my favorite to work with. It's a nightmare. And so I have a couple skeins of those, I think, still that, I'm kind of looking for somebody who wants it because I'm probably just going to ship it to somebody. Because I've had people ship stuff to me that, it's something I could pay forward because there's no purpose for it. It's not the kind of of yarn that I like to work with. So I'm still holding out on trying to find something that I can make with it, but I have not found anything yet. So yeah, that is hard to deal with. It's hard to find your spot and to put the needle in. Exactly. That's the thing. It's just, what kind of yarn don't you like? What type do I prefer? I am not a yarn snob by all means. I mean, I like stuff that feels good to the touch. I don't like scratchy yarn, but I'll use regular Red Heart yarn. I'll use it because it has its purpose too. But I have, I do like, even the Walmart yarn that they've come out with now is pretty soft. I will use worsted yarn. I just, like I said, it just has to feel good. I am probably one of the funniest people to watch when we go to Hobby Lobby, because I will walk down the aisle and I will be the person you'll see that is literally like holding on to the yarn and putting it up to my face and being like, oh, that feels really good. I made some...
You're doing that with toilet paper.
Yeah, I know. That's quilted Charmin. Northern, though. But I made a few cowls this year that were made out of this really, really soft yarn that were really good. So that's my only thing with yarn, is just, it just has to feel good. So... All right, well, let's go ahead and call it a night. Looks like there's people that are...
I was going to say something funny, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us for 2 hours.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah, hour and 50 minutes. 2 hours.
Yeah.
This has been a really great long live stream.
Absolutely.
And you guys have a wonderful night. Remember, be kind to one another. You never know what that person may or may not be going through. There may be a case of domestic violence going on or something. Remember to repurpose, reuse, and recycle.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully... after the first of the year, we'll be able to settle back down, and the girls will be able to come back in and do their things.
Good night, Mr. Rear. See you in the morning. I hope so.
I hope I do see you. You'd be like, something pinched me and I don't know what it was. Pop, pop.
Y'all have a good evening.
Repurpose, reuse, recycle, keep stuff out of the landfill. Give our wildlife like Mr. Deer a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give
at
him
least to live another day.
Give him a sporting chance in the morning.
Yep.
You guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you next time.
Bye, y'all. Have a good night.